Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call boys?
Break me in the mouth. Yes.
You have failed.
What's up, all you hitchers and drifters, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, 3-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, it's Juan, the Red Ranger 4-3. And yes, if you listen to the United States of Paranormal, the other side, old Team Tejas episodes, you know that is Logan's tagline for the beginning of every episode. Welcome back, Logan, the Blue Ranger, and Skywalker.
I ain't ripped off a single Call Guys thing, not once my whole podcasting career. And you're gonna do me dirty
I appreciate
like that.
I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
And it's hard when you say the whole thing, because it's more than that. It's more than just the hey, all you hitchers and drifters.
What's up, all you hitchers and drifters, and welcome back to the United States of Paranormal podcast, your weekly road trip.
Yeah, you're stumbling, aren't you?
Everything
stumbling.
cryptid, creepy, and paranormal. Oh, I've heard it. I've heard it many times.
Yeah, so have I. I've said it many a times and fucked it up many more.
Yeah. So, welcome back, Skywalker. Welcome back, the Black Ranger,
back.
Mr. Sir, the luscious bright light, as Colton would say.
You say that, and I just think of the Crash Test Dummy song, Bright White. The song titled That's what it's called.
Probably heard it. I don't know. All right, listeners, this is part 2 of 3 for our Rotten Rangers series. We're going to be covering one of the greatest Power Rangers movies ever created.
Yeah, we're going to shift into Turbo.
We are. But first, how's it going, guys?
It's going. No storm today. And remember when I said that I was going to make a pizza when I got off there? I got that oven preheated, put that pizza in there for 3 minutes. We lost power and did not get it back until 1 o'clock the next day. Shit you not. Just a few minutes after the podcast and power went out and just stayed off.
Okay, good timing.
Yeah.
Well, not for the pizza. Sorry about the pizza.
It's fine. I still ate it. I'm a nasty person. I still ate that bitch.
Was it frozen still?
No, I mean, like, the oven was fully preheated, so we lost power. It stayed warm for a little while.
Yeah,
just left it in there.
Kind of.
It just wasn't
crispy,
which is a shame, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Logan, listen to your interview done by Frankie Vegas. Appreciate the shout out in that.
Oh God, was it a good shout out?
DC Marvel, man. I mean, you act like everybody acts like I am still like high on Marvel, and they have not done anything terrible yet.
I know you shit on Marvel. Everybody does at this point.
Oh my gosh,
Marvel's got to climb back up the ladder.
It is just so bad right now. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm excited to actually do this interview with you sooner rather than later. So that's another thing, Gunner, we got to get on the books is that figured out.
Yep.
And then, I really don't have any tips with you, Skywalker. It's really mostly Golden 80s who just keep stealing our stuff. I don't know how many more times they're going to steal our intro or the beginning 15 minutes of their show, but I'm sure Frankie can do something.
I listened to the new episode of Golden 80s today, Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. And for a brief second there, Frankie was like, I found a plot hole. And I'm glad Gunner came to the same conclusion I did instantly because I was about to write them an email. And I was like, it's not a plot hole. Like Biff gets Back to the Future and it's the same because that
Marty
same
fixed it.
day, the same day, Mighty and Doc just sweep up everything he fucked up. So he gets back there and he's like, I did it. And he's like, why is it still the same? And then dies of a heart attack of disappointment.
Yep.
He's like, it didn't change at all. And that's because as soon as they found out it was different, they fixed it. So there was no messed up future to go back to.
I will admit that Frankie had me 100% convinced. I was like, man, you just found a plot hole in this movie. And
Yeah.
then my brain started working. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second.
Yeah, before
No.
you guys used your brains, both of you just drank that Kool-Aid right away.
I was like, oh my
oh yeah,
God.
it's messed up. And I was like, no, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah. And then it came to me and I was like, wait a second. Marty fixes it all, man. That's why. Yeah, the fun episode. That was a fun 2 episodes with those guys.
Love those movies. Honestly, I think the third's my favorite just because I like the train. Thought the train was dope.
I like trains.
I do like trains. I've got a whole setup of Sentai trains up there that I worked on this week. I do like trains.
You come to my house and sit on the front porch there and just listen to the trains go by.
That's been my whole life. Atwood lived by a train. Germany lived by a train. Fighter train. Yeah, I have not ever escaped them.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you about because my grandfather, my family went to Atwood High School. I mean, they're originated for. I got a baseball belt buckle that says
Nice.
Atwood Greyhounds on it. The maroon with that really off white.
Yeah.
So every time you talk about Atwood, that hangar,
yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like an airplane hangar.
Yeah, it does. But in accordance to the school, where did you live again?
I literally okay, so
In
you
the
know
parking lot?
that huge ass basically that huge ass parking lot right by the school, like right in front of the school.
Yeah.
If you're walking straight out from that parking lot, like you just hang a little bit of a right and there's this house with a fence around it, like a metal chain link fence.
Uh-huh.
That was my house. There's a little playhouse in the backyard.
Still there.
That looks
Driveway's on Old 30.
My dad built that fucking playhouse and that thing has lasted like a champ. Like it is still out there. And it just looks like a little tiny house. It's got a roof, it has shingles on it and everything, and it's right there. I literally just walk, like it's literally from that fence, like a 20-foot walk to the parking lot of that school.
So my the house that everybody stayed at is there on yours was on the right side from the driveway?
If you're walking away from this, if you're walking away
from the school.
Yeah, if you're walking away from the school, it's not on the right side. Like directly on the right side. It's like, you know how there's that street right there between the school and right there, and that goes to the highway.
Yep, I know what road you're talking about.
So, and there's like a weird little offshoot road right by it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a house that's on that offshoot road.
Okay.
Have Gunner show it to you sometime. It's right there.
I
can't miss it.
Well, my family's house was to the left, right across from the driveway. 2-story white house.
I know what house you're talking about too. It's that we call people would like to sled over there because it's a little bit of a hill.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, it's that fancy. It's probably the fanciest house in Atwood. Let's be honest.
Probably.
If you got 2 stories in Atwood, you're doing good.
Yeah, it probably was. But yeah, they would come back and they'd spend their summers in that house until I was probably, oh man, I'm gonna guess junior high. They start living out in California and just stayed out there year round. But yeah, we actually my uncle, we had his funeral at the church there in Atwood.
Gotcha.
And man, you're talking about the basement and the boiler in there. Made me laugh.
I got a message from that interview from Lance, who listens to that as a kid I went to school with. Hadn't talked to him until we started Tucson, and he was like, "Hey, I'm Lance. I went to school with you." And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." But he messaged me and he was like, "You weren't fucking kidding about that basement." He was like, "There's just one bare exposed bulb hanging from there." He was like, "It was dark. It was scary. There's old showers for some reason down there." And I was like, "Yeah, dog." It was frightening.
Gosh. Yeah.
Right by the boiler.
Oh,
that
man.
was a trip. That was a trip. I went there when I lived in Indiana with Gunner and them, and when I lived in Warsaw, I would go out there to just like shoot around a hockey puck or rip stick in that parking lot. Just all Atwood, basically.
Yeah.
Just up and down the roads and in that parking lot. Me and Montana whiffed it in the same day at that parking lot. Like bad. Like we both like tore up our arms really bad.
Oh.
That playground used to be one of the best playgrounds ever, and then they just tore that thing up.
Yeah. Atwood. Atwood things happened.
Yeah, I guess when they turned it into a church, they were like, "Nah, this place is just a giant liability," and they just tore it all out of the ground except for the tractor tires.
Oh man.
So,
So yeah, I always love a good Atwood talk.
it was trippy to find out that Frankie went to Atwood, albeit just for his like sixth grade year. But he was like, "I went to Atwood." I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Small world.
Yeah, well, I mean, Atwood is the definition of small world. Like last time I looked at its population, it was like less than 100 on the map, and I was like, "Good God."
Well, we have a really good customer. They're based in Atwood. Like their company is in Atwood and they do really, really big commercial jobs. I mean, it's a really big company. So they will single-handedly keep Atwood afloat.
Well, that's good. Somebody's got to. I plan
Keep
on
your
coming
house
up
cool.
there at some point to visit. And every time I go, I always go look at Atwood and to go see if my house has been bought up by somebody or not. Like every time I go there, it's like it looks like it's not for sale, or it looks like it's vacant and for sale, but
There's
never
there,
a for
yeah,
sale sign.
it's gone through phases of vacant to nice to back to vacant.
Gordon still lives right next door to it, though. He's still over there. So,
Dang.
yeah. Charlie and his stripper mom moved away a long time ago, though. Moved to Florida, the
What,
land of the
what,
strippers.
what, land of strippers. What club did she work at?
That I do not know.
Like, I wonder, the only one I could think of
Colton's
that's like
scenery.
close. No. The only one that I could think would be close would be, was that North Webster, the one in North Webster.
I guarantee you either me or Chico and Skywalker's dad know. I guarantee you they know.
Hey,
They
let us know
have
at the
to.
thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com.
But yeah.
I
It's
cannot
trippy.
think
I
of
miss
what the
it.
strip
It's a-
club is called in Webster right now.
I
It's
mean,
definitely
it used to be, it wasn't stimulators, was it?
Oh yeah, Stimmies. Yeah, there you go.
Stimulators. What the hell?
Oh yeah.
What a name.
Now it's Gentleman's Nightclub or something weird like
Well,
that.
that's
'Cause
definitely a
we've-
more appropriate name than stimulators.
we've got another customer that is like caddy corner from it in North Webster.
I'm going to lunch.
Yeah, I'm sure people hated
I
that
doubt
name in
it.
that town.
Stimmies.
Oh, they
No,
had
you got to
to.
go get you the all-you-can-eat lunch buffet at a strip club, man. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Not
But
in
you got to
North
catch the
Webster.
daytime strippers. So take what you can get. All you can eat food and daytime strippers.
It's probably more prevalent for lake season. Is it Laker season? Yes or no?
No.
If it's not, it's probably not worth going.
But yeah, Atwood was a cool town when I was a kid. When I was there as an adult, not so much. Everything was gone. When I was a kid, it had doozies, and we had the little convenience store down the way. And as an adult, there wasn't jack shit. So
Still got that vending machine though.
yeah, and it keeps those Mountain Dews cold.
That's all that matters.
The feed store is still out there.
Yeah. Skywalker? What up?
Nothing, dude.
Anyone join in on the Atwood talk?
The hardware store in Atwood's killer. I love that place. Spent a lot of time in there for work. That's all I got, guys.
They didn't spend a whole hell of a lot of time in Atwood when they were kids because most of the get-togethers were at their place because they had their property is huge.
Yeah, I could see
Every
that.
now and then they'd come over, but like it was usually like if it was a big get-together, it was at their house, and then like once or twice, I think we all end up at Aunt Joyce's house all together for Thanksgiving every now and then. But you guys who are usually busy on Thanksgiving because your dad's mom and everything else.
We'd always end up there, like I think later in
At
the
some
day.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point. But yeah, it was always a Etna Green. And like when Atwood, if I would have still lived there when Atwood shut down, I would have went to Triton because my mom was not gonna let me go to Warsaw. So
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Talk about a prison.
Hey, they just remodeled the entrance.
Did they?
that's great.
Yeah,
Prison's still prison with the new coat of paint, dog.
pretty
Those
much what they gave
hallways.
it.
Colton would have to duck in those hallways, I'm sure.
Oh,
They're so small. So small. Yeah. Well, Skylar's got nothing going on. Colton, what you got going on?
you're looking at it, man. Just work.
We're exciting.
I know, man. Just work. Man, I can't think of anything else, honestly. I wish I could think of something. I wish I was watching something or gonna do something, but this weekend, with it being Memorial Day weekend, Wife's got to work one of the days and just hanging out, really.
Yeah, the
I
weather's
guess.
gonna be crap though too. So
Yeah, I heard it's supposed to like drop, like big, not like a
Like
big drop, but
mid-60s.
like, yeah, it's gonna feel good.
yeah,
My complexion will appreciate it.
This dude spent more time in the sun the last 2 weekends than he has like the last 2 years.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started on that. Like, I got nothing. I got nothing. What? Come on, Gunnar. You got to have something.
Do I got something?
Save us. Save us.
Well, I mowed the lawn today. That was about it. It needed it bad. Put Sarah's car in the shop to get something checked out that I deep dove into because I was curious on what it was, and I'd already dropped the car off and then figured out what it was, and then got charged $160 for them to run a code on it. So
Nice.
that was fun. Picked it up today. I'm gonna fix it myself. So just hindsight on that one, but it was
At least you know.
yeah. They ran it and I was right. So or Google was right. Everybody on Reddit that is just completely like flabbergasted by this one part going out on the same car and every single car that came out the same year. So
Looking for that
no recall on it.
recall.
We'll get there eventually someday.
Oh yeah. Well, not right now, and it should be. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's all I got. So, Logan.
I stayed pretty busy all week with work, and today's the 23rd, so the 21st was my birthday, so I was off.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I spent all day working on OBS with my Twitch stuff, getting that all rounded out. Did a birthday stream on Twitch, and the next day did our Wild Force stream. And then work was busy today. It's getting hotter, so it's getting busy. It's also Memorial Day weekend, so after this weekend, we start doing half days on Saturday. Today we released images of patches we're putting out with collaboration with a couple of the artists on Instagram for Wild Force has patches on their vests, like their civilian gear for Power Rangers. They all wear a vest that's got like their Zord animal on the back and it says Spirit of Earth, and then they have a small patch on the front. We did that, but with the Mighty Morphin Zords. And we released them today and showed the concept, and we're going to show off the patches at PMC, make shirts, make patches, et cetera, et cetera. So it's been busy for me. I've been pretty steady busy this week.
Nice.
Getting used to the Twitch boy life. It's strange. So
been there, done that.
I'm used to the podcast world where like if you hear from somebody, it's usually a while after, and like it's instant on Twitch. Like you just got a bunch of people in there rattling off questions, talking to you, dropping points, dropping subscriptions. It's definitely night and day difference. So I'm getting used to it.
Yeah,
Nice.
your head's on a swivel the whole time.
Yeah.
Back and forth. Yep.
You got to make sure all your stuff's working, your alerts are going off, and thankfully Kayla moderates for me in there, so like if I need her to like do something, I just like she's sitting right there, I'm like, can you do this, and she's on it. So
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, you both have something for me. Who wants to start?
What goes first formula wise? I can't remember. Is it the question
all right.
and then the news, or the news and the question?
Let's get into some film news. You ready for film news, Skyler?
Film news.
All right, what do you got?
I was waiting to hear the music, but I guess that's post app.
That's post, yep.
That's all post, bud.
It's all in post, baby. Like
movie
nobody
magic.
even made the music noise for me or something. Like I had no transition.
Colton called me a nerd for being a good editor the other day, or it was in the episode.
It was in the last episode.
Okay, Skyler.
Post.
All right. So this week, everybody, I talked about the show last week. Shogun got announced for a second and third season.
Oh, 2 seasons. Damn, that's big these days.
Yeah. So Shogun is based off James Clavell's 1975 novel. and it's historically accurate with names changed. So they're going to follow the Tokugawa shogunate past where the books end and really flush it out. Super excited, man. Such a good show. Um it's Hanada Sakayuki? Is that the main character? He played
That's the wrong people.
Scorpion, and then
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know who you're talking
I
about.
can't believe that movie's still getting a sequel. That's crazy to think about.
I love that guy and everything he does. So go check out Shogun season 1, season 2, and season 3 will be. It's a collaboration with FX and Hulu.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Sometime
have
in
to
the
check
next.
it out.
It
next 2
doesn't
years.
surprise me it got renewed with how much ass it's kicking. Disney wants to have anything that's working good. They're like, please, please.
Man, it was killer, dude. And I mean, it's a slow political burn, but they do it really, really well.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
Shogun season 2 and 3. When does it release?
They just announced it this week in a press conference, so I don't think they have
No
a
release date yet.
release date yet.
Nice.
Did you, Chico? You watched and liked Goosebumps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you saw how they pivoted and they're like, next season's gonna be a whole different cast and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
yeah, they're doing it as a
Yeah.
oh crap, what's that called?
Even though they left off on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, they announced this week that they will be wrapping that series up in a series of teen Goosebump books. So if you want to know how that story ends, you got to go buy some Goosebump books from Scholastic.
I'm not gonna read that.
Yeah, nobody will.
Goosebumps books are really good, guys.
Yeah, real Goosebump books are like continuations of a Netflix or a Disney Plus show that they should have just not put a cliffhanger on if they had no intentions of finishing it up in the next season.
Yeah, who did we talked about who's playing the main in that, and I cannot think of who it was now.
I don't know
remember
who
Cole?
they casted now.
Because was it Justin Long?
Well,
It
he was in the
was,
first
not
season.
anymore now.
Okay.
I don't remember they casted somebody, and I did it in the first film news. And
Yeah, I
cannot
remember. I remember that now. You're right because they did go.
Yeah. Go back to episode 105 and let us know what it was.
You're right. I do remember that because you were telling me that I should get on it to watch it because it was gonna kind of be like an American Horror Story.
Yeah, exactly.
To an extent.
Yeah.
It's weird that a show
David
pivoted
Schwimmer.
its genre
Schwimmer.
like
That's
after
it.
a first season. Oh, Schwimmer's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Listen, David Schwimmer's got some acting chops. He did a season of a show for I think it was FX called Feed the Beast. And it was fantastic. It was about like there's like two brothers basically, and one of them is like a con man that's just getting out of jail, and he's like a really great cook. And David Schwimmer is like what is it? The people that like deal with wine professionally.
Oh, yeah, they're
Well, he's that. Whatever that is.
I
He's
cannot
that.
think of what it is either.
And he convinces them. He's like, let's open a restaurant. Let's do it. So it's like they're building a restaurant, but also they like got like mob messing with them because of what the brother did in the past. Like he went to jail for arson because he got pissed off and burnt down a restaurant that was mob owned. And it was a fantastic show, but I guess nobody was tuning into it, so it only got a season. But David Schwimmer was amazing in it. He played like a disgruntled drunk because his wife passed away and he's raising a kid. It was a great show. David Schwimmer's got some chops on him. He just gets stuck with that stereotype of, Ross from Friends and the anxiety-riddled giraffe he plays in Madagascar.
Sommelier.
Sommelier, there you go.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, they recommend wines and tell you everything about the drink.
His problem is he would like swish it when he was like talking to clients and stuff, but he never spit it out. He was just like, I'm an alcoholic. I'm just going to drink this.
Logan, I'm assuming you saw the trailer for season 2 of The Bear then also.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah,
sorry.
I was gonna say 3.
That's my favorite show. That show is phenomenal. I can't wait to see it. It just wins all the awards too.
Yeah.
So, and this season's going to be the awards for season 2. So I'm sure Jamie Lee Curtis is going to win an award for her episode. The Two Fishes. That was that episode. I don't know if you guys watched The Bear, but that episode was some of the best TV I ever watched, but some of the most anxiety giving episode I've ever watched on TV. Like, it was making my skin itchy watching it. Like, I was just like, no.
Yeah,
But
that
I'm
show
stoked for
show is
that.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a great show.
All right, Sky. Thanks for film news.
Yeah.
All right.
The film news.
The second you asked me, man, I knew that's exactly where I was going.
Nice.
Man, I love that show. I'm so excited. This is
I've
good
got-
film news.
a question that will divide so many people.
Marvel or DC?
No. favorite sandwich.
Oh. Okay.
Describe like, do I have to make it or like?
No, just favorite sandwich. It could be a specific place. It could be a specific type of sandwich.
I've got my answer already.
Me too.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
And I am so mad about this because they don't make it anymore. It was Subway's chicken enchilada melt. I loved that freaking sandwich.
Homeboy whipped out a Subway sandwich. That's bold.
I don't know how to eat their chicken though.
Oh man, it
Or
was
their meatballs.
so good. It was
Oh, their
so
meatballs are a
good.
fucking travesty. And as a kid on the military base, like when my parents made the mistake of being like, you can make whatever sandwich you want, and I'm like, I got you. I would be like, I want meatballs, chicken, and bacon. And as a kid, I was like, this is the best. It had Southwest sauce and ranch on it. As an adult, their meatballs are garbage, like the worst.
Yeah.
So
And-
chicken enchilada melt.
It was chicken with red enchilada sauce. They used the Kobe Jack cheese or the shredded cheese and Fritos. Man,
Now-
that thing was killer.
Was this their like scary like breast meat like hunk that looks like gray, or is this like shredded chicken?
It was like the rotisserie chicken.
Okay, see, that's better. That
Okay,
I'll accept that
I was
better.
imagining
Their chicken breast is scary looking.
No,
in
that's
some way.
dude, no. That looks like dog food, man. I stay away from it.
It does. So do their, if you ever unfortunately see their meatballs not covered in marinara, that looks like Alpo dog food too, like straight up. It is scary. It's about the same
Subway.
color as the chicken breast. It's
Subway, if you sponsor us, Colton will eat 12 meatballs every episode.
not worth it, boys. It's not worth it. Oh, man.
Logan, mine actually stems from your interview with Frankie a little bit because I love Cubanos.
It's good.
I love Cubanos, man. Anywhere I go, if they have one on the menu, I'm usually ordering it. Just so much flavor in a Cubano. So good.
I make a Cubano. I follow the recipe from Chef, the movie with homeboy that directed Iron Man and everything. But it takes days.
Favreau.
Yeah, Favreau. It takes days, man. Like, it's got to marinate and brine, and like, it is an endeavor.
Yeah.
But it's delicious.
I had one in oh gosh, where was I? I don't know, but it was more authentic and it was so good. I mean, I've had some, store bought, and I've had some from random sandwich shops, but yeah. It's a good Sammy.
Gotcha. What about you, Colton?
I think I'm gonna go with a BLT.
Classic.
I don't think you can go wrong with a really good BLT. For about anywhere, it don't really matter too much. I think the most controversy with that is, do you use just ranch or do you use mayonnaise or do you use both?
Mayonnaise.
On
I
a
think-
BLT?
Oh yeah, I think you're a maniac if you use both.
I wouldn't.
I've
I don't
never
ever
had
put
ranch
ranch
on a BLT.
I have.
Oh.
How have you not put ranch on a BLT before? Like,
And
straight up.
you don't need it. You get a nice thick strip of bacon, and then all you need is mayo.
Listen. You can go either way.
I
Neither is wrong.
agree.
Neither is wrong. Now, I do have a problem with you if you're some kind of crazy person that's putting like a wedge of tomato like this fucking thick on it. Like if your
Mhm.
tomato is like a steak cut, like just big, like you're unhinged. There's
What's
something wrong
your
with you.
what's
Your
your what's
lettuce
your
ending up all wet and shit. Like, hey,
what's your stance on avocado on a BLT?
it's not a BLT anymore.
BLT A.
It's a BLTA. Yeah, it's not a traditional BLT.
It's a
though.
Balt.
A bolt.
BLT.
I enjoy a little avocado.
I mean, I'm
occasionally.
not mad about it.
Are
I
you
don't.
putting like slices of avocado, or are you like avocado toast in that shit with like a
No,
smear?
slices. Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know that I would like the texture. I'm not crazy about the texture of a sliced tomato in the first place. That with the texture of like a hunk of avocado on top of it, I
It's just
might lose
mush.
it.
It's just mush, and then you get that mayonnaise and the tomato and the mayonnaise getting all mushed up together.
I might.
I get
My,
that.
I'm hard pressed with mine. I like a good like dip sandwich, like a French dip or
Oh
like
yeah.
Chicago beef.
Mhm.
Something that you dip it in gravy. Like, don't get me wrong, like I'm a huge chicken bacon
Mhm.
ranch kind of guy. I love a good lobster roll, which I mean that gets into things. Some people are like, "Is that a sandwich?" It's a sandwich. Fuck you.
A hot dog.
But like I'm gonna go with Chicago. Like we are just talking about the bear, but I'm gonna go with Chicago beef because it's got that. You got your meat on there. You got your gravy to dip it in. You got the gardenier. It's just good. I just like a good dipped sandwich.
You ever go to
Somebody take this
Portillo's?
boy to
That's what I was gonna
Portillo's.
say. You ever been to
I've never been to
Portillo's?
Portillo's. No.
Oh baby.
Growing up, if you wanted a sandwich, you went to that place that was it Gordy's?
Yep, Gordy's.
Yeah,
Sounds
in
the same
Warsaw.
way.
You wanted a sandwich, you went to Gordy's, and I got a chicken bacon. The chicken bacon ranch at Gordy's is it's gone now, but fuck, it was
Mhm.
so good. They had a French dip they served there too. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
But yeah.
man. Now I want a sandwich.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going.
no
Like I said,
joke. I'm
I'm
hungry.
going Chicago beef on that one.
That's good.
Chicago
I
don't
like
fuck
that.
around with their sandwiches or their hot dogs.
Or their pizza.
Or the pizza. I love me a deep dish, man. I'll fight anybody that calls it a casserole. Go to hell.
Or their beer. Goose
Wait,
Island.
people call deep dish a casserole?
Oh yeah, no. People shit on deep dish pizza all the time. People are like, it's not pizza, it's a casserole. But like, fuck you, go away.
Who are
Pizza's
these people?
pizza. Wrong
People.
people. Bad people.
Bad people.
I'd say the same kind of
Bad.
people that put ketchup on their hot dogs, but I feel like I'm in the midst of some people that might do that.
Nope, only mustard, man.
We're good. Skylar, you putting ketchup on your hot dog?
Sometimes, not very
Yeah.
often.
I've got a buddy that puts applesauce on his hot dog, and it's a bit unsettling.
It might be all right.
He's from Pennsylvania, though, so
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah. The Dutch do all
That
sorts of
makes
weird shit to
sense.
food.
Spent a
Went
lot of
smoother than I
time.
thought. I thought there might have been a little bit of a sandwich fight there. I wasn't expecting somebody to whip out Subway though. That was
Oh
bold.
my God,
Yeah,
dude.
that one. That was the most surprising.
This
Take
is
out-
this is from the guy that lived off Jimmy John's for a long time.
Hey, don't fuck
I
with Jimmy
love me some
John's.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's is phenomenal. Jimmy John's
I had it
biggest
today.
mistake is they had this Cajun chicken sandwich like a month ago they had or 2 months ago. Fantastic. And then they take it off the menu like a bunch of monsters.
Yeah,
I don't
Skylar-
like their hot sandwiches.
I don't get hot sandwiches from Jimmy John's.
I wanted to try one, man. They're not very good.
I get the JJ Gargantuan extra cherry peppers on it. Ooh, that's good.
what,
So
So much meat
Italian
on that sandwich, you
nightclub.
bite it, slides out the ass end of it.
Country
Italian
Club,
nightclub.
add bacon, add onion. That's where it's at.
I do Italian nightclub. Add extra mayo, and because they don't have mayo on it, so I have them add double mayo.
Listen, I was just sitting in the Jimmy John's like drive-through and watching them make sandwiches. One, if you're at Jimmy John's and you're ordering a wrap, what's wrong with you? Get some bread. But if you're at Jimmy John's and you're ordering a sandwich with no wrap or bread, it's just cold cuts and like vegetables in a wrapper, you need to rethink your life.
Some of the
What are you
best bread
doing
you can
here?
get.
How do you eat that? You're just grabbing the cold. That just looks sad. Like I feel like everybody at your work is judging you, just sitting there with cold cuts in your hand, and they're still getting mayonnaise between the meat, and you're just like, if you're cutting out bread, mayonnaise isn't like going against what you're doing. It's just weird. I don't want to be going to work with the person that's eating just cold cuts in their hand for lunch. It's unsettling.
What were you saying, Skylar?
Their unwitches are really good though. The lettuce wraps.
Is
I had
that
a
what that
buddy-
is? Is that what I'm
It's a
watching them
lettuce
make?
wrap. Yeah.
I had a buddy who did an unwitch diet and lost 200 pounds.
I don't
That's all
doubt
he would
it.
eat.
He also lost joy in his
Well,
life.
I mean,
You take
some of the
bread out
best
of a
bread.
sandwich.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
Sad. Poor guy.
Oh
All
my.
right. Well, I appreciate you guys bringing those two things with you this
Absolutely.
week. I just didn't want to do the word.
That's fine. I get that.
The guests can do it, right, Colton?
Always. That has always been our goal, is to have the guest run the show.
Do the work. Well, that's what's nice about having Logan and Skylar here, is these two have a lot more knowledge on this subject for this 3-part series than we do now. Maybe when we were younger, we had knowledge that is probably
Yeah.
gone from our brains.
Like now I just have like questions about Power Rangers, and I think I've got the two people here who can answer them.
You guys are like Robin Williams and Hook, you know? You just completely forgot about the magical part of your life. Some of us never let go of it.
Hey, it's been a little bit rekindled over
There you
these
go.
until I watched this one. So let's get into it. The fire was put out. This week we are talking about Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, which is, by the way, one of the worst names they could have given. Why not just, I don't know, Power Rangers Turbo?
Well, its original name was Power Rangers Turbo, a Power Rangers adventure. So, it could have been worse.
I guess.
It also originally had a 3-hour runtime until they cut a shit ton of footage. So
What?
And thank
Yeah.
you.
None of
It
that
was
footage
long
is
enough
ever-
as it was.
None of this footage has been aired either. Like there's massive storylines just cut, and they never have let them out to the public.
Okay, I want to start with a question before we get into cast. If you had to put a time marker in this movie, where would you put it that it actually became a Power Rangers movie? If that makes sense as a question.
I would say when they traveled to Zordon's lair.
Yeah, the first teleport.
Yeah, the first teleport in the hospital room.
Yeah, that crackle of I like the teleport in this one. That like the crackle of like thunder like you hear with it. I dug it. But yeah, I would say right then you're just like, oh, these are Power Rangers. Like right after you watch Rocky cripple himself.
Oh my gosh, let's
true.
let's save that. We need to save that take. Oh my gosh.
It took me a while to say this feels like a Power Rangers movie, and I think that what really did it for me was when they right when they got their cars. And I think I told you this, Colton, the other day when I saw you. It was like,
Yeah.
it didn't feel like a Power Rangers movie, especially that whole first, until, I guess like you guys said, until the first teleport. But like I'm watching this going, I don't remember this. Reminds me of like oh gosh, what was that old show that had all the I'll come up with it later, but they just remade it.
Petticoat Junction.
What the fuck is that?
I don't remember what it is, but it just reminded me of that, and I'm watching this going, this is like, I understand maybe as a kid I watched this and was like, this is okay, but man, I feel stupid right now. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay,
Where do you want to go?
You want some cast?
I want some cast.
Let's get this
Okay,
over
so
with.
we have JDF. Jason David Frank is Tommy Oliver. Catherine Sutherland is Kat Hillard. Steve Cardenas is Rocky, briefly. Johnny Young Bosch is back as Adam Park. We got Nakia Baris as Tanya. Blake Foster is Justin. Paul Schreier is back as Farkas Bulkmeyer. Jason Narvi, Eugene Skulovich. John Simonton is Larry Go. Hillary Shepard is Divatox. Danny Wayne is Elgar. And Winston Richard is Zordon. And we had returning Austin St. John and Amy Jo Johnson as Kimberly and Jason.
Yes.
Which it's rich that he the dude that got convinced 2 other staff to leave for union raise is the only one that came back. They tried to get Zach to come back, the original Black Ranger, and he was all for it, and then they literally told him that he had to revoke his union card to come on set, and he was like, no thank you. And he just didn't appear. So
yeah, it's nuts.
yeah, Saban don't like unions. That means he has to pay people benefits, and he ain't about that. He's a cheap bastard.
What can I steal, and who do I not have to pay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, Austin St. John even came back before this, though.
Yeah,
he was
Zeo.
back in Zeo.
Mm-hmm. He was fun fact, Amy Jo Johnson and him were supposed to take over the roles in Turbo when JDF and Catherine left. but both of them refused because pay wasn't good enough for the work schedule. So
Understandable. So let's just trap her in a prison the whole movie and almost drown her, and we'll be all right.
We got better Rangers out of it anyway.
Yeah, we did.
TJ saved this series, in my opinion. But
yeah, it's true. It's true. I won't dispute that whatsoever. But yeah, it's the cast, Chico. Where do we go from here, sir? Lead this ghost galleon.
Oh gosh.
All right. Well, let's start there. Why?
Listen. Listen,
I'm thinking about car keys into a ship.
I've got a good
just
take
start
here.
floating.
I've got a good take here. Logan, let me answer this one, okay?
Good. Go ahead.
Okay, first off, they are being tracked by a very, very small submarine of a ship. And the only way that they can't track it with all that high technology they have in that huge submarine, old school, baby. Get a wind, get a wind sail, and just follow the seas, brother.
But the thing is Divatox could still track them via their power signatures. They're like, the Rangers are clearly in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, but what are they in? And she's just like, I don't know. Just shoot some torpedoes at where they're at. And problem solved. I got a hot take right here, right now.
Okay.
Y'all are gonna shit on me for it. I kind of shit on me for it. I sat down and watched this movie. I watched it with my oldest daughter. She was stuck at home with me because she was in trouble while her mom and her younger sister and her aunt and grandma went to the mall. And her punishment was to watch Turbo with me.
I was going to say her punishment is to watch Turbo.
But listen. Outside of Larigo and Justin, I like this. I like this movie more than I like the watch that I did. I like this more. I like this movie more than I enjoyed my watch of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. Straight up.
Totally agree with you.
Colton's taking his put your earmuffs back on and hear me out.
110%. This movie was not that bad.
Put it back on.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Just hear me out.
My ears are bleeding.
No, just hear me out. Outside of the little kid and Jim Henson's reject, Larigo, and his family of nightmares, because his kid was fugly. Like, that thing was frightening. No. Elgar should have just like ended that thing like right then and there. But like straight up, I had a better time watching this for multiple reasons. One, Rangers acting better in this.
I'll give you that. It was better.
Two, Johnny Young Bosch got more lines, more action, and he killed it. The villain, I enjoy Divatox. I always do, always will. The Zord practical effect.
Yep.
Looked phenomenal. Same with the monster they fought. They went with the tried and true with the show. They're like, we've got the suits, and they made the suit for the monster, but they're like, we got the Megazord suit. Let's do it. Looked way better.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
More action. Straight up. We had the water scene with the rapids. We had the weird snake scene. There was supposed to be an alligator scene. It got filmed, got cut with a ton of shit. There was a mermaid scene too, cut. Like tons of shit. Like I said, it was supposed to be a 3-hour long movie. All that got filmed and cut. No wonder they couldn't get their budget back on this movie. The cars were practical too. They built those. Like I said, better acting, I thought better scenery. It more focused on the Rangers this time. We got to see some like other Ranger props, and the suits didn't look like something you'd wear to paintball practice.
I enjoyed the suits. I hated the fact how they close the visors. I just think that looked cheesy as all get out.
What the cheat?
Yeah. It's like
I really like the turbo suits. I always have. I just think they're at that point
simple.
They're unique compared to what MMPR was and Zeo was, where they were just kind of bland. You're actually adding things to the visors and making them look cool.
Yeah, Zeo costumes are super bland, and we get a brief glimpse at one Zeo suit in this, and that was Pink when she morphed and fell into the water. And apparently, Zeo suits are allergic to river water because instantly unmorphed. Who knows?
Logan,
we saw blood. We saw blood in this one too. We saw blood on Catherine's leg. We saw some blood on JDF when he got cut fighting Austin St. John. Bulk and Skull had some more time. Like I enjoyed it. And like as a Power Ranger fan, I've always shit on Turbo the movie. And I sat down and watched it after watching MMPR the movie like real close, and I was just like, I had a better time.
Logan, is that why you're the Blue Ranger? Because as soon as you morph in Turbo to the Blue Ranger, you actually grow 6 inches.
Listen, I'm 6 foot. I'm a good sized human being.
You are short, brother.
Now listen, I'm not for Justin.
I just thought it was funny that he was the only character that grew when he put this. When he
well, he has to. You can't have him run around all tiny and shit, because then Saban can't use the footage from Car Ranger. So he's like, have him grow, but still have that voice coming out of him.
Yes.
And like as a Power Ranger fan, this is as a Power Ranger fan, this is a contradiction when they did this, because there's a whole season, albeit one of the worst, called Alien Rangers. And it was in between seasons, and the evil bad guy turned all the Rangers into kids. And Zordon's like, you can't be Power Rangers, you're children. So I called in these Rangers from Aquitar, and they will be the Rangers from until we can figure this out. Meanwhile, Rocky fucking like cricks his neck in a MMA karate match, and he was like, get out of here, you loser. I'm going to recruit this 9-year-old kid. And like...
Yeah,
like it was bad. It's the Scrappy-Doo effect. It's people that don't know what kids want being like, kids want younger characters, and meanwhile we're like, oh, why? Oh, this sucks. That's why Turbo almost killed Power Rangers as a whole.
Yeah, you said that Justin was such a bad character last week, and watching this made me realize how bad of a character he was.
Oh gosh,
and just
terrible.
annoying, and just like
it only got worse with the TV show.
Yeah.
Well, they made him in the TV show. They made him like super genius because they wanted a Billy, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, they're like, we need to shoehorn Justin into everything. So like, he's super smart. So he's in high school, senior year with all the other Rangers, and you're just like, no, I don't like it. I mean, I say all this, but like right here, I've had this since I was a kid.
Nice.
I got Justin right here.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but you know. He was not. Him and at least Largo went away after the movie. Justin didn't. So it was rough.
Oh man. You mentioned the budget. This I just saw, and let me see if I can find it again. But I'm pretty sure this came out March 28th, 1997. The budget was $8 million estimated, and gross worldwide was $9.6 million.
They barely made it back, and they say estimated budget because a lot of it got hidden by Saban and the production company, because like I said, they shot a 3-hour long movie with a shit ton of scenes that ended up on the cutting room floor. So they probably made no profit, honestly. If you got real tickets for what they did, I mean, they filmed in like 4 different locations, one of which being Japan. For whatever reason, other than Saban wanted to go to Japan and wanted the studio to have to pay for it. So I bet this thing made zero money. It basically was an hour and 30-minute long. This is canon. So like this is like an hour and 30-minute long special, TV special with a huge ass budget.
Yeah. So is that, I'm assuming at this point in the show, Tommy's the Red Ranger and everything, like it all is just worked in at that.
Yeah, he went from Zeo to Turbo.
What happened to the White Ranger?
Well, this is picking up after Zeo, so Tommy was Red.
Okay.
They lost those powers. They had to do, the chamber blew up. They went and got the Zeo crystal. They got Zeo powers. This is when they shoehorned out Billy. Unfortunately, David Yost was dealing with a lot of like homophobic behavior on set. People were being mean to him. They slowly pushed him out of the show until one day he couldn't take it. And he was like, I'm done. And then they wrote him off by saying that he married one of those space aliens and he's staying in Aquitar because he was aging really quick. So they went to Zeo, which was Tommy became Red. And that's the season where Austin St. John, the original Red Ranger, came back, and he got to be the 6th Ranger and stick that in Tommy's craw for a little bit. Like, look, now I'm the special strong Ranger. And he came back as the Gold Ranger. And then Turbo happened, and Tommy was Red Ranger again for less than half the season. And that's when JDF finally left the series. And when he did that, they booted everybody else. Because Johnny Young Bosch and Catherine Sutherland wanted to keep going, but they were like, no, it'd be cheaper if we hire all new actors. We won't have to pay them as much as you guys. So they shit canned them all.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
from a business standpoint, I understand.
Yeah, Saban's a monster. Like
He sounds like it.
there is no love for that man with any of the actors that worked on there. JDF was the only actor that seemingly had a good relationship with him, and that's because Saban realized he was what he was, and that was a cash cow. So Saban was like, "I'll do anything you want." JDF, just nobody else, and JDF left because Saban wasn't letting him go work on any other projects. So it is what it is.
You're my child.
Cardenas wouldn't have been written off, but he wanted to go work on his own dojo, like his own karate school. And right before he went to do that, he actually literally wounded himself before this movie happened on set. So they were like, we need to fake an injury for him. And they did. And they wrote him off. He never came back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do favorite scene.
Not it.
The credits.
Oh, damn.
I would say the Megazord and that actual fight scene. I think that stuck out to me because of how bad it was in Mighty Morphin, and just I was like, this looks good, feels good. I think this is how it should be, and that's yeah. And I actually went to Colton's shop the other day because I had to drop some stuff off, and that's the first thing I said to him was like, they actually had a practical effects for the Megazord, which was nice.
Yeah, I felt like everything they got wrong with Mighty Morphin, they got right with Turbo, and everything they got wrong, it's just vice versa. So
yeah,
that's why I hate Turbo so much, is because there's only so many few things that they did get right, in my opinion. Whereas Mighty Morphin, I felt like they only missed on the terrible CGI, and because the writing was still just trash in both movies. You go to Africa, and the first lines from Cat's mouth is man, this is a lot like Australia.
Oh, ironically, where they were at one point, the scene where Cat's hanging off the mountain,
Yeah.
it started to snow. And they literally told her ass, they're like, do not breathe. We will see the condensation on your breath. So she's off there like, ah, and not exhaling at all. So, and that's the same place that they had them in water. So they had life suits on with like eight thermo suits on it. So like if you got close on those characters, Catherine Sutherland and Jason David Frank look like they were like 30 pounds heavier than they are, because they're just like layered after layer after layer. And in between takes, they were throwing him in a hot tub on the riverbank. They'd be like, get warmer, you'll be fine.
That's not a way to shock your
hot
body.
Tub,
no, yeah, exactly.
Water.
Yeah.
It'll feel warmer, I promise.
Yeah,
No,
that was filmed in the United States, that scene. They were like, we're in Africa. I'm like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
There's not, I don't think there's really like a whole lot of luscious greenery and like water like that in Africa, like streaming like that.
Skywalker.
This is favorite scene, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go the end fight scene because it felt like I was watching a WWE match.
Definitely with Austin St. John's voice when he's evil.
Yep.
He sound like a wrestler.
No, I'm talking in the ring where they're fighting for the charity.
Oh yeah, I got you. That's
it
fair.
was just it was a fun way to end the movie. Yeah, you can see Johnny Young Bosch do some cool kicks.
Cool kick. Bosch was like a actual stunt double in that series, in that movie. He was in some of the suits for the bad guys. Like he did a bunch of extra work on that set.
Nice. Logan, do you say your favorite scene?
Honestly, it's between like, I really like the fight scene on the pirate ship. I liked watching them fight Kimberly and Austin St. John in the cave. I think that's gonna be my top one. If it wasn't for like, they didn't have to do the weird voice shit. if they, I feel like it would have hit me harder with Austin St. John talking to JDF if it was just his normal voice, you know? Because as a fan, you feel slighted for the longest time because he was the leader, and then Tommy showed up and Zordon was like, "He's the new leader. Get lost." And so you feel like there was tension there. Clearly, they don't like each other in real life. They never did. And like just to have them fighting like that and be hearing Jason say stuff like, "Feel like I'm the one with the power now. It's me," while he's choking out Tommy. I feel like it would have hit so much harder if they wouldn't have put, yeah, if they wouldn't have put the creepy voice on him. You know,
The voices killed that scene for me.
yeah.
That's
Otherwise,
the reason I
it would have
can't
been
put it in
great.
there.
It would have been great if it wasn't for that. Because like I liked the scene where Jason's just walking and like he's just everything's fighting and he's got the red eyes and he's just like slowly walking there. It's creepy. I like it. But like I said, the voices killed it. But it's still one of my favorite scenes, other than Adam is holding his blaster backwards when they all summon the big weapons. And that made it into the final cut. His gun is facing the wrong ass way. And you're just like, where are you gonna shoot, bud?
That whole end fight scene with when they summon the monster or whatever. That was the one scene I remembered when I watched it. I remember him hanging over the lava.
They just dipped him in lava.
I know. I remember them going bad, and I remember them fighting each other. That was like the one thing that really came back to me in this whole movie.
Bulk and Skull in the hull of the submarine was I enjoyed too.
Yeah.
Who is this Bulk and Skull? It was good. They're always good. What's your Chico? Is that was it for you? Or
I said the
Megazord?
fight scene at the end with Megazord. Yeah, I think it was good. So let's do favorite character, and I think we're all gonna say the same thing. We want to get 3, 2, 1 it. Because I think
sure. Let's see. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Adam.
Johnny Young Bosch.
There you
go. Fuck you. No way. You're fucking with me.
No, it's just because we're doing 3, 2, 1.
Oh my.
I really like JDF in this. I really like
his acting was better.
And Johnny Young Bosch. Between those three, man, I think this movie was really well acted, and
yeah, Johnny Young Bosch I think was the best in this entire movie.
He was good. I really enjoyed it. He wanted to they vetoed. He was like, he made that frog line in the other movie, and in this movie he's like, seriously, I went from a frog to a square for my Megazord and Zeo to a minivan. He was like, I want to make a line making fun of my minivan, and they're like, no. The director had no sense of humor. He was like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah,
they should have let him do it.
David Losing, the director, that's his name. David Losing.
There's two people. One of them didn't get credited for directing, and that's probably because he pissed off Saban somehow.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's Johnny Young Bosch for me. And apparently they cut a lot of his stuff when they trimmed the movie down. Unfortunately, apparently that mermaid was supposed to be like a pseudo love interest for him, and there was a lot of dialogue exchange between them both. So.
We talked about Dirty Power Rangers earlier.
That's how Kimberly got to shore, by the way. It's a whole cut scene where that mermaid gives Bulk and Skull a log to float on. So that's why they're not tired. Kimberly gets out of the hull and passes out from not having oxygen. And the mermaid saves her and just leaves her on the shore unconscious. And that's why Kimberly's all washed up. You know, the trained acrobat is all washed up and tired. Meanwhile, Bulk and Skull are all like great from the same swim. But that all got cut and left on the floor.
Literally.
Someday someone's gonna release that shit. It's gotta happen eventually, you would think. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's been almost 20 years. Coming up. Colton, did you say yours? I think you were silent that whole time.
Sure. We'll go with you guys. It's this movie I can't stand. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. Like
it's bad. Okay.
I mean, I understand what you guys are saying, and I'm glad you guys are making some great points about some great stuff, but I just can't. I mean, Bulk and Skull, I thought they were the ones who really stole the show, in my opinion. Yeah, I see Power Rangers and I'm like, yeah, you're automatically not good at acting.
Did you notice that half the scene with Skull and the hot dog, he had dropped the hot dog
Yeah.
and he was
Wasn't
just trying
even
to
in the
mustard a
bun.
Yep.
But then
Yep.
with the last scene, the hot dog's back.
Yep.
When he sprays him in the face.
Thank you, sir. Or he's like, sir,
Mm.
can I? And the captain's just like, he's like, thank you, sir. And he was like, napkin? And he was like, I've got one, sir. Thank you. And they just
And then just walks off.
Yeah.
That was a good
You
line.
guys are fantastic.
That was a great line. Oh my.
This is
Oh,
after
my.
those two were replaced by monkeys for almost a whole season in Power Rangers because Saban was filming them their own show based on their characters, but the show never saw the light of day. And when it got canceled from being aired, they went back to the show. They unmonkeyed them.
Unmonkeyed.
Yep.
Huh.
Oh,
All right.
Saban.
Let's go least favorites. Least favorite scene, least favorite character.
It is 112% for me is, guys, I'm the Blue Ranger.
Can't you tell?
It's me.
A kid drives up in this freaking jacked up, part
Yeah.
Jeep, part
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. It's like Alpha taught me how to drive.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my! I got a crash course in driving.
No. If I'm Tommy, I'm the leader, and that fucker pops out and says that, I'd be like, the fuck you are. Get back in that Jeep. We're going back. First of all, we got a magic wizard that healed Cat's broken leg. Let's get that thing to lay some hands on Rocky and get this shit going right. But like, no, the 9-year-old, no. What you thinking?
And
Horrible.
all of his sounds while fighting. Yeah, huh, he.
It's
Oh my
horrible.
gosh!
Oh,
Yes.
I-
I
Awful.
wanted to reach to the TV and shut
Oh,
him
I
off.
should have said my favorite scene is when Justin threw a punch at Jason and Jason caught it and started to break Justin's wrist. You could hear it cracking. And Justin's like, oh no. And then he just punts Justin. He had no problem fucking punching a kid in the face. He was ready for it.
Oh,
He was like,
yes,
I don't
he
care.
was.
He was prone.
Yeah, you're 6 foot now, so I'm gonna give you a 6 foot beating.
Oh,
Gosh.
But yeah, it's Justin being introduced. It's my least favorite scene.
I think my least favorite scene is when Rocky gets hurt.
Oh,
Talk
Oh.
about a terrible movie magic here. It just doesn't even make sense. Like physically, it does not make sense from where he jumps to what he's doing in the jump, and then what he is doing when he's going out of the ring. Like it just doesn't make sense. It bugs me. It bugged me when I watched it as a kid. It bugged me today, or not today, but when I watched it this week, and it just bugs me. Is that how can you not, as a fighting movie, get some of these stunts correct?
You know what they
His-
did? What they did was they filmed the first part of that jump and they forgot to film the landing part. They came back at the end. They're like, "Oh, we didn't check this on the list. We need you to just flip off of here real quick."
That's not even to mention that it doesn't match with Rocky's character whatsoever throughout the show. Especially for this being a canon movie, Rocky is the laid back one and gets like ragged on for being lazy every now and then. Meanwhile, everybody's like, Rocky, maybe we are trying too hard. And he's like, maybe we're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
And
Terrible.
then he
line.
just like he fucking just flies right out of the ring, just misses the glove altogether, and just like flying jumps right over the ropes and lands on his back. And he's like, "My back."
It doesn't even
doesn't.
make sense.
It doesn't.
That's how much it bugs me. And then the scene that Cat saying as they're walking through Africa, oh, this looks a lot like Australia. I was like, just shut up. I was like, just let's stop.
Listen, they want to remind people that she's from Australia.
No,
Not that her accent doesn't do it for her.
no
or
joke.
anything. Yeah. That's a good scene. That's a good bad scene. That's a solid choice.
Oh, there's more.
Okay, let's hear it.
No.
Let's
I
hear
was
it.
gonna- I was gonna
Justin
say-
dropping his key. Oh no.
Oh my God. Yet again, as I'm Tommy, I'm sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm like, see, this is why. He should have left.
Threw him off the
Ugh.
boat.
Meanwhile, none of the adults reach down there with their adult-sized arms to grab the key. They got the kid with all of a 2-foot like wingspan, being like, and you're like, give him a hand, move a barrel. Y'all gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just not about it.
I'm going first 20 minutes of the movie.
You didn't like the Africa scene? You didn't
No.
like the rapids?
No.
I
It was
like that
all-
backpack they had. I thought it was cool as shit.
Okay, the backpack was cool. Did any of us have that backpack as kids? I don't
They didn't
remember.
make that thing.
No.
They didn't
They
make
didn't.
it.
I was gonna
No,
say.
but there is a scene they cut where Cat pulls a flamethrower out of it to scare off a
What?
crocodile, and that scene is on the back of the VHS tape of Cat holding a flamethrower, and you never see it in the movie.
That is
Tommy's
awesome.
getting his ass kicked by a freshwater crocodile, and she just whips out a flamethrower, and that, for some reason they're like, "Nah, cut that scene. We don't need it."
Yeah, none of that stuff. None of that beginning stuff.
Yeah.
Just not for me.
All that time JDF spent in that cold ass water wrestling a fake alligator, and it doesn't even get put in the movie. What a shame.
Skylar?
I'm going Divatox eating that fly.
Yeah.
I watched it and it made my tummy hurt. I was like, ugh.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Larigo hanging out with the monkeys.
I mean, just it's a given fact that if he was
It's
in
a
the
bad-
scene, it's
bad.
bad.
Yeah, his like rip off Mogwai singing ass, and he was like a mixture of Gizmo from the Gremlins and Willow from Willow.
Willow.
Just
Yeah, that's the
mushed
show I was
together.
thinking. I
Yeah.
was thinking Willow.
Yeah, they mushed those two together, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, kids will love this." Meanwhile, kids are like, "This fucking sucks. Get this wizard out of here. What is this?"
I'm trying to think of what when I first started watching, and they did the crawl again. So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
there's
they
a nod
did.
to Star Wars, and then they did something else, and I was like, well, that's a nod to that, and I don't remember what it was.
God, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's just that this time Zordon narrated the crawl instead of the sexy Amazon lady.
Yeah, Divatox should have done it.
I love TV Talk. She is such the chick that played her is such a nice lady in real life. And every con she goes to, she wears that face piece.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
As
she's
she
a cool
should.
chick.
As she should. All right. Well, least favorite character. I'm assuming Logan's going Justin, just off his answer from Scene.
I'm going Largo, least favorite character, because he had
Okay.
I felt like he had more screen time than Justin did.
Oh, yeah.
So it was more annoying.
Well, I'm going Justin just because I couldn't stand his like voiceover work. Oh my god, it
Listen,
was so bad.
I say this full well knowing that I will be meeting Blake Foster here soon, because I'm going to be at a breakfast and a night party with all these Ranger actors that go into PMC. The actor that plays Justin, not much better. He's not a pleasant human being. Him and the like I said before, the Rangers got turned into kids. The kid actor that played young Rocky and Blake Foster have real life beef. And they are both fighters in real life and have been since kids. So they coordinated a fight. And it was like 3 years in the making of them throwing shit at each other online and talking all this smack. And the kid that played young Rocky was like, I'll beat him. I got this. And his catchphrase for some reason was bangarang, like the Skrillex song. He's like, bangarang. And Blake Foster, not a humble dude at all. Like, he talks mad shit. But let me tell you, they got in the ring and Blake Foster folded this dude like a fucking lawn chair, like quick. It was insane. Justin can fight in real life. He's still an ass bag, though. That being said. So if I come back from PMC with a black eye, because
We'll know
somehow
who
he
it came
listened to
from.
this, well earned. I'll get him to sign it afterwards.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well.
actually, are you gonna wear your Call Guys Rotten Ranger shirt at all while you're there?
Oh, I'll bring it out there, dog.
You should.
I'll bring it out there.
You're gonna be like Rotten Rangers. What?
Yeah. Well, I posted on the Instagram and I talked about it on the Twitch and everything. I need to wear the shirt on Twitch. I've been trying to keep it fresh so when I wear it during these things, it's not kicking. So
Yep. Skylar.
Dude, it's Largo. It just a What a mess.
Includes his family, right? And they're lumped
Oh,
in
yeah,
with him.
100%.
Anything that was a fucking Muppet.
Oh God, yeah. Let's not
The
talk about.
monkeys acted better than Larrico did.
Can you imagine what goes through a monkey's brain when they see shit like that in real life? Like, these are trained
is
monkey
going
actors.
on?
Yeah, and all of a sudden there's like some weird primate looking thing waving a fucking shiny stick at them, and they're like,
I'm kind of surprised they don't
I'm gonna
think they
do
got a
backflips.
fight.
yeah, they're like, he looks good. He's got posable thumbs. We're good. We're family. It's horrible. I'm with you. And just when you think he can't get more annoying, his fucking family shows up, and you're just like, oh, they slapped a wig on him, and now he's got a baby too. Oh no.
It's literally the same puppet.
Yeah. The crew used his baby between takes. They just tossed it to each other like they're playing catch. They just fucking whipped that baby around. Ugh.
100%. That's what I would have done.
I would have punted it. It was horrible.
Yeah. Who was the best cast member? I mean, I guess that kind of leads with favorite character because Johnny Young Bosch, I think, was probably the best for me. But
Oh, I really liked everything Johnny was in. I want to give, Skylar mentioned it earlier, but I want to give JDF and Catherine Sutherland a shout out because they're acting. I've always said it. Catherine Sutherland, I think, is a better actress than Amy Jo Johnson as far as in Power Ranger. Amy Jo grew later on because she did other shows. Like she was a lead of a show, some like procedural show for a while. But like I feel like JDF's acting definitely increased from the last movie he was in for sure. And I always think Catherine Sutherland's acting has always been great. So I'm gonna go Cat. I'm gonna go Cat was my favorite on this one. I think she did a good job.
nice.
She gave that
I'm-
speech to Justin that I really appreciated, where he was like, "Oh, the people at the orphanage," and she's like, "No, you motherfucker, you can't say nothing." He's like, "Fine, fine."
She was kind of like a big sister
Yeah,
figure to him, which was kind of a nice little relationship. But like when they were on the ship and they were sitting there next to, and she comes out and says, "Are you gonna come down here with us?" That was a nice scene.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. I think those three stole the show, and I really like Kat. Even in the shows, I mean, I thought she did
Yeah.
a fantastic job. So I think I'm gonna go Kat too.
They did her dirty because she really didn't want to leave the show, and they forced her out. When JDF left, and like not to speak ill of the dead or anything, he really screwed everybody else because the moment he left, Saban was like, "I'll just replace them all then, and I'll save money." And it's really a shame too because Johnny Young Bosch was coming into his own. Uh, I mean, I'm not gonna cry about Justin having to go away. It is what it is. He stuck around for the whole season of Turbo, but thank God they got rid of him for space. They left him on Earth. They were like, "Bye, Justin," and he was just like, "Oh, what a bummer." But yeah,
JDF was so ready to be done, though. You
he
can
was
almost
there longer
see
than
it,
anybody else.
see it in his acting, even in this movie, that he's like, "Why am I still doing this?"
Yeah, there's a behind the scenes clip of him out there. They're interviewing him, and he's like, "I've only got a few more episodes in, and I'm leaving." He's like, "I want to go do other things." He's like, "I feel like I've done everything I could for kids so far. I'm out." And you're like,
And
"That's
then
fair."
it's not even that long afterwards he comes back in what, Dino Thunder?
Dino Thunder, yeah, he comes
Yeah.
back he went from he wanted to be a karate dude to a race car driver, and then when you see him again as an adult, he is a professor at a college for paleontology, and you're like, man, fuck. Okay. No hair though. He's short hair from that one when he comes back. He's cut off the ponytail.
Golden.
Well,
I can't, guys.
come on, you can pick someone.
Who to pick? I mean,
Want to pick the monkeys? Monkeys worked good. They did a good job.
The guy that was
the
in the
police
Megazord
chief?
suit.
At least he got in this movie. They didn't have him in the MMPR movie.
Yeah.
Who wasn't around yet? I don't think. No, he wasn't. I don't think he showed up till Zio.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I really can't pick anything. I wish I could. I can't muster up a favorite unless it's something bad.
when you're ready for your son to watch these things,
Oh,
I'd be interested to see what movie he enjoyed more.
oh.
I'd put
Without
money
you
on-
saying anything to him. Without
I'd
you
put
saying anything to him.
money on he likes Turbo more. Because I think even as a kid, I like this movie more than I like MMPR.
Oh, William would be all about the dinos.
Yeah, but you gotta
Mhm.
think there's no dinosaurs in the
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin movie.
Mhm.
There's just CG
Other
stuff.
than
But
that skeleton.
Turbo has got crazy water scenes, fight scenes, cars. It's got a bunch of
He
stuff.
does love
So-
cars too.
So
This is true.
one day you're just gonna have to sit him down, watch them back to back,
Oh.
and then look him dead in the face with no emotion on your face. Be like, "What was your favorite?" Don't lead him a certain way. Be like, "What's your favorite?" And then hold the MMPR VHS tape closer to his face. Just let him come to his own decision, and like let him soak it all in. He's like, "What Morpher did you like better? What suits did you like better? And then
Mhm.
what movie did you like better?" Because the Turbo Morpher is a cool Morpher.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll give you that.
God, we had those, man.
Yeah.
You just brought back a core
Yeah.
memory.
I don't have the original key that goes this thing. This still works, but I do have it's when they sent me that coin, they sent me this, and that is a Turbo Ranger 1 golden key.
Nice.
And it doesn't really fit in this thing, but it still turns the thing.
We have the keys floating around somewhere still.
Oh man, we're gonna have to find those, Skylar. It's probably in the attic of the garage.
You guys had like all the cool shit, including like the Beetleborgs roleplay weapons. You guys had something that I'm still jealous to this day. You had the Beetleborgs Hillcrest Manor playset, which was really just cardboard for the most part, and it had all the monsters from Beetleborgs, and it had the stairs that folded down to a slide. And like I always wanted that thing. I still own it to this day because now to chill out today to get this thing, because like I said, a lot of it was cardboard, so deteriorated. I'd have to shell out like $500 or $600 to get this thing in good condition.
Yeah, if it's
I will
still,
one
if it's
day.
still at the if it's still at the house, it's up in the attic in the studio, and it's probably trashed.
Yeah, cardboard warps and heat. So
And mice.
I do have a lot of Beetleborg stuff though. Straight up. But yeah.
So this is a certified rotten, and we didn't mention this last week, but this movie has a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, which
That's a lot higher than I would think.
I would think that too. So
I would give it higher than 40.
that's the question. What would you rate this movie?
Where do you raise above Rotten? At what percentage?
60.
60? And you said it rated in at a 40?
It was a 40.
I give it a 50.
10,000 plus ratings.
I'd give it a 52. I'd give it a 52. I don't think it's 40 bad. I'm surprised that it's not rated lower though, with how much hate this movie gets. Like honestly, I thought like you were gonna say it's like 13 or 20
No.
something, but like I said, I enjoyed it. And I'll being a big person in the Ranger community, this gets out, I'll get shit on for it, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
So I go by audience scores when I do this because they have what they call a tomato meter, and tomato meter is like 16%, which I don't understand that, but
That's accurate.
That's Colton's score.
I would say like a 35. I think that would be a okay
Still 5 points
rating.
lower.
No, I'm gonna go. I think the 25. That's what 25. I think
Hey,
that's
that's higher than I
fair.
thought you would do.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair for me. I just
What
oh
what was the last one? I don't think we said, did we?
I don't think we did the last one.
No,
What
we
was it?
didn't. I completely
Let's
forgot
check that
to do
out.
it.
I'd be interested to see what that one scores compared to this. 'Cause people have those Mighty Morphin goggles on all the time, so like the fact that it is rotten kind of blew my mind in the first place because I figured like all the fanboys would have like
It is a
hammered this
50,
up.
57.
57.
So
That's
it-
pretty
so-
close.
17 points higher than Turbo.
Yes.
Job.
I would go lower than a 57 on Mighty Morphin probably also, but
Agreed.
See, I think I'd hit 60, and I think I'd stick it there. Just
I
put it
think
right there on the line.
I think Colton really liked that inline skating scene. I think that's what sold him. He wants
No,
to
I
go
mean,
see-
I really the thing that pissed me off was the Red Ranger. Jason didn't I mean, what I was just so pissed. It's like, why? What are we doing here?
what,
why-
because he's red now?
Yeah,
You traded in white?
Yeah. Why
To
did
be
we?
fair,
Why did
That's
we do that?
JDF's least favorite suit too. He did not like that suit. He hated it. He was like, if he got a choice when he came back to the show, it was always green. Next choice, white. Then Dino Thunder, he came back as a Black Ranger. It was a great suit. And then very last choice, he was like, if it's Zeo or Turbo, he would go Turbo, then Zeo. He hated the star on Zeo. But yeah, so he did not care for either of his red suits.
Yeah, that was like one of the things that I just hated the most about it. It's like, why? Why did we do this?
That's fair.
Petty, yes, but
Skyler, did you do a rating?
I think I'm gonna double Colton. I think I'm gonna go solid 50. I think it's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie, but I would watch it again and enjoy it.
I'll watch it in 20
And
years when I
enjoy
forget
it?
how it was.
Listen,
I enjoyed it this watch through. I didn't hate it.
I bought it on Prime. It was like rent or buy, and I bought it.
I watched on YouTube.
I watched on YouTube too.
Was it on YouTube?
Yes, it was.
Listen, I bought it. I'll watch it again. My daughter enjoyed it. She had so many questions to ask about Largo. She's like, what is that? And I was like, I don't know. The Space Wizard, I guess. I was like, if you like him, we can watch Willow. And she was like, I don't think I like him. She's like, he's creepy looking. I was like, it's fair. It's fair.
But the fact that Largo is easily the most hated character in this whole movie. I mean, I think that speaks volumes. The acting was way better than MMPR.
But that didn't take much. That doesn't take much.
Well, right. But it was, I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it.
Listen, our Pink Ranger got way better dialogue in this movie than the Pink Ranger in that other movie got.
That's a nice
statement.
Like I
for
said,
sure.
Anybody could have. The four of us could have wrote a better script.
Amy
Listen,
Jo
the Pink
Johnson
Ranger.
had just the same line she had as an MMP.
That's what they do to her. That's what they do to her.
Yeah.
The major question here is if you had to sit on the couch and chill with Largo or Justin all day, who are you picking?
Largo.
I'm going Largo too. Because at least I won't understand what the fuck he's saying.
He's got weird space magic. He can light off fireworks with his hands. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I'm not sitting with Justin.
Yeah, I'll be like, Largo, you want to watch Turbo Power Ranger movie? And he's just like, ah. I'm like, that's a yes. That's a yes, dude. Let's do it.
Can you also turn on the TV with that one?
Yeah. Hit that. I know that thing works with Roku. Get at it. As long as he doesn't bring his family. He leaves his wife and a kid at home. I don't want them in my house.
Suppose he drinks beer, so I think
I imagine that poor. Apparently, he's allergic to the fucking sun. Like, I don't know what that was. He's the whole movie. He was dying.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, Largo's dying. I was like, man, he's been dying for like 4 days now. Like, I don't know if he's really dying. I think he's just tired. He's got those little ass legs and he's been walking everywhere. Just let the man sit down.
His wife gets to be carried around in a cage, and he's
and meanwhile he's just walking everywhere. They're like, walk more, and I was like, come on, his wife and kid are being carried. He's got like his legs like a foot tall. My man's struggling. He's been struggling since Africa. Give him a break.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else.
Oh, gosh.
Do you guys have anything else?
Like I said, I enjoyed it.
The next movie can't be as bad, right?
I'm not talking about the next movie till we get to it. I haven't watched it again yet. I just watched Turbo like 2 days ago. I watched MMPR the day we did it just to keep it fresh, and I'm gonna wait to watch that one. I know I have thoughts about that movie, but I also thought I had thoughts about Turbo until I watch again. So I'm gonna watch it, and I'll come at it fresh. I'm excited to talk about it.
Just remember, bud, low expectations. That's the way to go into these movies. That's why you like Turbo so much, because you thought you hated it.
So is the next one technically a Mighty Morphin? Or is it just Power Rangers?
It's just Power Rangers. They called it Saban's Power Rangers. It is based on Mighty Morphin. They got the same dinosaurs, different look.
Yeah.
I have way more Turbo stuff than I have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff. Like, I dug it all out when we were doing this. Like, I found my Morpher. I got my Blue Centurion badge / gun / baton. This thing's also a recorder. You put batteries in it. I got, for some reason, the see-through Megazord. Why ever they did that. And then I got Blue Centurion and his motorcycle. He was a cool dude. I think people
Yeah.
shit on Turbo more than they should have. It was a fun series. But the thing is the Sentai footage they robbed for that was considered a parody season. Like it was Sentai making fun of cars and stuff like that. So that's why you have these 6 foot tall rangers riding around in little golf goat carts and stuff. And they're like, it's funny. Meanwhile, America translated and like it's serious, and it just doesn't convey that very well.
Yeah.
I had fun. I've had fun with both movies so far, honestly.
I'm
I just
not gonna
enjoyed this
say
one a little bit better.
I'm not gonna say I haven't had fun watching them. It took me 3 days to get through Turbo though. Like I kept, for one, I would get distracted, not want to pay attention, then I would fall asleep. Like it took me a while. I finished it Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. I woke up, I get up at 4, and I sat down and I forced myself to finish it.
I think a big part of it is like sit down and watch it with a kid. Like I was sitting side by side with a 6-year-old that's going to turn 7 in just like a couple months. And like I think it really just brought me back to how I felt watching it as a kid, you know? Like I'm getting to see her be like they roll up and they park these megazords in a busted ass old ship. And she's like, "Oh, there's cars down there. What are those cars?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. It's crazy." Like it's she's like, "What's that? What's that thing over there?" I was like, "I think it's a space wizard." She's like, "There's wizards in space." And I was like, "Apparently." Like I just think it helped. I really do. And I think it just brought it back to how we felt as a kid. Because you watch this as a kid and you were like, this is dope. Power Rangers are jumping off cliffs in the water, fighting snakes, driving cars in the desert. Like, this is what it's about.
Okay, I'm gonna have to one day make Sophia watch it.
I just want to watch Colton's kid watch it with Colton beside him.
So the thing my son's doing right now is he likes these songs at nighttime. So we did these Sing, the Sing 1 and Sing 2 movie. There's a mashup of songs, and there's a Coldplay song in the second movie where there's a fight. And the whole time he is like reenacting the fight scene on my leg, just swinging away on me.
Sounds
and
like
I'm thinking,
he's ready for Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. I know for me, when I was that age, Power Rangers was like the was the fuel to my fighting power. And I am not ready for him to have that.
Watch. Your kid's gonna watch it and he's gonna see Rocky whip that kick, and he's like, "Nah, Dad, I can nail that kick. I ain't gonna mess it up like Rocky's punk ass."
Jump off the couch and just
Yeah.
You're gonna see the kick in the nards gonna happen to
Oh.
Colton.
Dude, he is like perfect height when he swings on me. It is like right there in nut range, and it
listen.
is killer.
All the more reason for him to watch Power Rangers, because then every time before he throws a punch, he will be announcing it. If he watches Power Ranger before he throws a punch, he's gonna go, "Yeah!" And you're like, "Oh, it's coming," and block your jewels, you know?
That is 100% true statement.
Yep. Your kid's gonna be rearing back to do some kind of weird flip kick, and he's gonna go, "See ya!" And you're like, "Oh shit."
Here he comes again.
Yep. I'm telling you, it's a blast, man.
Yeah.
All of it, the majority of the seasons are on YouTube for free. Hasbro did that. So if your kids ever do want to watch it, they're on there to check out. Some seasons are better than the other, you know?
Yeah, I would believe that. Very much so. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Go watch it, people.
Go check it out.
I'm surprised you guys not getting any emails from the last one. I'm surprised
No.
that Cam didn't throw some shit our way.
Oh, Cam was so busy. He did a United States of Paranormal this week. He was probably getting prepped and ready, not listening to the
Yeah,
calls.
who wants to be on that show? Go sniff
Yeah.
for dorks.
He's actually this airs Monday. Cam will be on Tucson on Wednesday, so go check that episode out this Wednesday. Cam's doing a story. I don't know what he's talking about, but hey, he got on there, so that's fun. Next week we are going to cover Saban's Power Rangers 2017. So come back for that. Obviously, the newest movie iteration of Power Rangers, and I have seen it only once, I think. So
I saw it in theaters when it came out.
I'm excited to watch it again. So we'll hit on that next week. Skylar, you're back for next week.
As far as I know.
Okay.
Finish it out with us, big guy. You got it.
Skywalker coming back for 3 episodes in a row, and then he will be back here for the next Certified Rotten.
As long as you give me warning.
Whatever we decide that movie will be. We will. It's on the 9s. Certified Rotten's on the 9s. Just so everybody knows. If you want to know the theorem on how we decided the formula, just do it on the 9s. We won't forget.
Colton, for Hot Rod, it was literally the Monday before. He's like, "Hey, we're doing Certified Rotten this
Are
week."
you serious? Oh my gosh.
I kind of pushed that one off, but he knew it was like episode 109, so he should have been ready.
I didn't. Nobody told me.
You knew.
Oh, he's such a liar.
You knew.
Oh, Hot Rod.
I'm glad I missed that. So
all right, we'll pick
wrong.
something. We'll pick something a little bit more on, like, I don't know, on your. Maybe you should pick the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm gonna start
Skywalker.
picking movies for you guys. I won't even participate. I'll just like watch this fucking movie.
That's
And
what
then
we
see
ask
how it
people to
goes.
do. If you have
I'll do it.
recommendations,
Listen, I try to like not meddle in everything as much as possible because like I don't shut up. So I'd just be like, I got a suggestion for you. It would be every fucking week. And people are like, there's that fucking Logan guy again.
Logan
I'll
is. Logan, you're the Golden Mojo Entertainment hitcher and drifter.
Yeah, no, I listen to all of it. The only one I don't listen to is Chiefs fans. That's because I don't sports ball, dog.
That's all right.
I
I
don't
would be
sports
confused.
ball. I love
I don't
that.
sports ball. So, but I'll fucking pick some fucking god awful movies for y'all to watch, and then I'll just listen to you guys bask in the glory that is them. So
Just know it can't be a horror because
I know.
Yeah,
I've
let's
been,
say
listening
it
to
get watched.
I've been listening to Call Guys for years now. I know he's not gonna watch a horror movie.
This
I'm
is how
happy
we
he
watch
watched.
horror.
I'm happy he watched Fright Night. At least he gave me that.
and loved it.
Dude, that's a
Fright Night's
good movie.
fantastic movie.
It is a good movie. That
I-
literally is in my Halloween movie
Yeah.
list now.
Oh, he's spreading out. He doesn't have all of Disney now, so we're going somewhere.
Hey man,
I-
Hubie Halloween still is the precipice.
No comment. I'll
Okay, on that
I'll
note.
pick a nice rotten movie for y'all and Skywalker to watch together.
Okay, send it our way.
I
You're
will.
welcome, Skylar. Get
and
out
anybody-
of that one.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
Anybody
I
else
didn't
out
have to
there?
say anything.
Colton's all like, "This is gonna be good," and then he's gonna see it's a Turbo, a Power Ranger movie. Watch it again.
Oh my! Anybody else out there has recommendations for us on what we should watch? If you have recommendations for Certified Rotten, any other episodes, if you want us to talk about something, just let us know. callguyspodcast@gmail.com. You can send us an email. Go check out Wild Force New Frontier and Ranger Reach Out on Instagram. Give Logan a follow. I actually went through and actually followed Ranger Reach Out this morning. I looked it up and I was like, I don't follow, so I followed. So you got an extra follower today. My bad.
They're fine. What Call Guys needs to do is Call Guys needs to have some Saturday episodes specifically geared towards Saturday morning cartoons.
That's a great idea.
I'm just saying. I know. I now know from listening to this is that Colton liked his Saturday morning cartoons when he could catch them. I'm
Yes,
just
when
saying,
I
there's
could.
there's a lot of
Yes,
content there. There's a lot of content there. that you
Once
could
a
do.
week. Once a week, we take a half day at work and come home and do noon soap operas.
Oh shit! I would. Oh man, listen. I caught a bunch of that shit as a kid. So, what was it the one that my mom and my sister liked was Passions, which was a weird one.
oh my gosh.
Passions was like it was a soap opera, but there was also like magic in the background going on too. There was this doll that would come to life, and it would be like I don't know the politically correct term, little person.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's good. Good
It
job.
would
Yeah, I
act as
think
him
that's
as
good.
he'd come to life. So it was wild. But that and Days of Our Lives, Bo and Hope, were they going to stay together? Who knows?
The other one
Find
we could
out
do,
on Days
Yeah.
of Our Lives. These are.
the days.
That's
of our
it.
lives.
Colton, the other one we could do is one night a week. We could do a live viewing of like Jeopardy.
What the
Of
fuck?
Jeopardy.
We'll just watch that. We'll just watch
Why,
one episode a week
why
of Jeopardy.
Jeopardy when we clearly know that you and your brother grew up with no whammies and you're going to go with Jeopardy?
Well, I don't know what time
Pressure
Pressure
Luck.
Luck's on.
Oh, if only we
And it's
lived in
all
the magical
reruns.
world of stuff like saved on multiple platforms. God
That's
forbid.
true. I want to watch it live. I want to like Jeopardy's still live.
I never saw that shit as a kid. And then I'd come to these guys' house on the weekend. They'd both be running around screaming, "No whammies, no whammies." I'm like, what the
It's
fuck
not.
are you talking about? What's a whammy? All I get
Yeah.
is Price is Right in Atwood.
Yeah, yeah.
I can tell you what the price of a microwave oven in the 1998 would cost you, but I don't know what the hell a no whammy is.
That's at 11 o'clock, just so you know. Well, 10 o'clock your time. Well, actually, no, I don't do that. Who knows? I don't care. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to get us out of here. All right, everybody, thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, anywhere you get your podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys podcast or click the link in the description. Logan just threw a can on the floor.
I do that. It happens. It's empty.
Pick it up later. It'll be all right.
That'd be fine.
You can also find us on all your favorite social media accounts, Facebook at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram at the Call Guys, and TikTok at the Call Guys podcast.
Ooh,
And
Tiger Sword.
yes, look at that. And you can send us an email, like I said earlier, the callguyspodcast at gmail.com. We have these guys pulling stuff out of nowhere. Logan's getting up. Which is hey, look at that. That's awesome. And then you can go check out all the other podcasts, goldenmojoent.com, where you can find the United States of Paranormal, the Golden 80s, TUSAP, old episodes of Quarter Books and Booze, Murdnerds, Indiana Jones fans, Golden Image podcast, all the podcasts, goldenmojoent.com. More to come, I'm sure. All right.
Oh, nice.
Is that Kate Six?
It's Kate Six,
Nathan
baby.
Fillion. Nathan
He's back.
Fillion.
Listen,
He's back.
He's back, boy.
I heard there's a Power Ranger fan out there in the Call Guys world. Write us an email, man. What's up? You want to talk Power Rangers?
Oh,
I'll talk
yeah.
Power Rangers. I do it all day long.
The scroll of 1,000 speeches. Just so you know, I made that. That was for Skylar's wedding. My speech is upside down, but
Good lord.
I read that
people
really.
get
I
it?
read that really drunk.
Did people get a sit at Skylar's wedding, or did they have to stand the whole time?
Oh,
They got to sit.
They got to sit. Jeremy told them to sit at your wedding.
Oh, I was to say, he actually did it right. Yes.
Oh, good
he
for
did.
him.
He did.
There was a
Got
whole
one
thing.
job.
There's a whole thing where I looked at him. I was like, Dad, there's no
Don't sit.
standing. What are
Sit.
you doing?
Pretty much.
He'll get it down one day.
Maybe for yours.
We'll see.
I was gonna say
What do
maybe
you say?
for yours.
What do you say to me the other night? I got to learn on the Call Guys that I'm officiating Logan's wedding.
I know he listens to them all. That's fine.
Yep,
I can do my messages via that. That's all right.
Yeah, it works.
Oh
All right,
my.
guys. Anything else?
Love you, brothers.
Love you, brothers.
I also love my brothers.
All right. For all those out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Shift into turbo.
We'll catch you later.
Hey guys, I'm the Blue Ranger. Awful.
Logan, I don't know if I should. Have you seen a movie where somebody made a graphic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yeah, is that the one with Homeboy from Dawson's Creek in it?
Yeah, that's exactly how they explain.
Yeah, it was a cool trailer.
They act.
I'm trying to remember the chick that plays Kimberly in that. She's from. Is it Battlestar Galactica? She's from something like that.
Yeah,
But
I
no,
just
it's
Power
pretty
Rangers
trippy.
a reboot 2015. Joseph Kahn.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty neat watch. where they made if I remember right, is it Rocky? They made a shithead in that little movie. I think I want to say it was Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, y'all fucking were talking shit on me at the end of the Call Guys credits for my internet being fucked up. Had to listen to that in the work truck, you rat bastards. Well, I
That
got
was-
good internet now. Ain't
that
no
was the-
fucking
good.
monsoon.
That was the best 10 minutes of the Call Guys.
Y'all
I was
are
wondering. I
monsters.
was wondering when that popped up. I was like, man, there's a lot of time left over. What the heck is back
Yeah,
there?
kick
And as soon as
I
it
looked
played,
at
I was
that
like,
and I
I
was
know
like,
where it's at.
There's like 5 minutes left. What is this shit? And then it's like, oh, making fun of a guy where he's losing his internet. Meanwhile, I'm just screaming at my router, but like, why won't you work? The power's on. It's horrible.
It's too good. It's too
Horrible.
good. That was fun. Everybody was like, or even Sarah was like, "Do you know you left some stuff on the end of the episode?"
Yes.
I was like, I
You're
purposefully put that stuff back there.
That was so funny. So
was
much
Call
fun.
Guys are bad people. Bad
That
people.
whole hour was just a
Awful.
blast.
I was gonna say that felt like forever. that
It
all
was
that
only like
edited.
it was like 25 minutes.
You don't have to tell me. It felt like forever for me waiting for that router to kick on. I was like, yeah, I suggested this, and my internet's the one that's out. I'm like, damn. But at least it stayed on. Ish.
Ish.
Adjacent. It's fine. It worked out, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. I'm glad it didn't do anything like that.